And I started walking home, and I just hear someone yelling. I hear someone yelling, and all right, so in this video, I'm going to try to show you how they not only monitor my phone, how they work with my neighbors, and how a lot of these events that are taking place in the city are planned or they're fake. Now, this audio that you just heard took place in front of the San Jacinto Police Department Sheriff Station. And if you look to the left right there, there's a door. This door was open. They called me to the department to file my complaint. Now, the issue with this is that I called them and I asked them to come down to meet me somewhere. And then they call me back and they tell me, hey, come down to the department. So I go there. I notice that door's open. And I start speaking to the officer about the incident that took place. This is about 10 minutes into the conversation. And if you noticed, at the exact moment that I start telling him about the fact that someone starts yelling at me, you could hear officers in the background yelling. And I started walking home. I just hear someone yelling. I hear someone yelling. And so once again, they called me to the department. And this happened at night. So the front door was closed. I had to speak with them outside. So what this shows is that they placed me in that environment so that they can mock me. Now, the issue I'm having with this complaint is that I filed this complaint back in October. This took place on December 23rd. Now, back in October, I gave the officer evidence. November comes, and I speak with the officer, and he tells me I threw away the evidence. So I told him that's unacceptable. So he goes and speaks with the supervisor. Then he calls me back and tells me, well, we could get him with a PC 422. So a few days pass, and I call back to see what's going on. Turns out that officer gets fired. So they tell me this officer is no longer with the department. You have to file another complaint. And the strange thing about that officer being fired is he was literally fired moments after speaking with me. Now, if you look at this picture right here, this is what I was looking up on my computer on January 30th. It's about the Big Bear manhunt that took place for Christopher Dorner. So the very next day, I hear the helicopters outside. So we have the police helicopters in the area looking for a suspect. And it looks like it might be a lot closer than I expected.
Hold on, man.
You guys got somebody in the area or what?
We're working on the other street.
Now keep in mind, this is the same neighbor's house that when I arrived after dropping off my lawsuit, I see this. Now that's a form of intimidation. So the last time I was here, I basically proved how the city was working with my neighbors and playing their games. And it's part of my lawsuit. So I was also talking about how a while back the San Jacinto Police Department threw away a few of my complaints and evacuation took place that night. That was basically, in my belief, it's a punishment for failure to tie up loose ends because they were working with my former employer. And how once again they were playing games, this time throwing away evidence, then firing the deputy that did it to avoid an investigation. This was a death threat that I had received. So I sent that info to the DA because I know they're not going to investigate it here. They're not going to investigate themselves. And I stated, quote, the department is either protecting the person that my complaint is against or intentionally making it difficult for me to file a complaint. I sent that out on Tuesday night, the 18th. Wasn't there an evacuation on the 20th here? Something like a gas line that was hit?